moon has been stopped, and they fear more of that is coming. Zach McCoy of Evansville was told 3 months ago that he had cancer. His wife posted on Facebook that he died Saturday. McCoy was a training officer with the Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Department. He had been with the department for 6.5 years and was 28. $2.85 is the average price for gas in Indiana, says Gas Buddy. I'm Chris Davis. You've got traffic and weather coming up.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
What's happening, Chris Davis? Looking at Hendricks County, it's a crash on the entrance from Ameriplex to eastbound 70. A vehicle fire right now. So again, the right lane of the ramp from Ameriplex to eastbound 70 is shut down. The on-ramp is open. It's just partially blocked. Also a crash Harding Street at I-70. Inbound 65 stop and go west to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA Guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly sunny and mild on your Monday. It is going to be a beautiful day with highs near 67. Mostly clear tonight. Lows will fall to 45. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Telling you, Hammer, we've been mentioning this for weeks, if not months now. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer over there. We've been talking about Elon Musk and Doge and the relationship with Elon and President Trump. And from day one, we have been seeing headlines talking about the rifts between Elon and Donald Trump, the fractures, the ego battles. You've been reading about it. You've been seeing headlines about it. And again, over the weekend, what do you know? Are Republican lawmakers wanting Trump to tell Elon to calm it down with all the firings? Reports of heated meetings with Elon and White House staffers this past weekend about all the firings. Again, trying to splinter the relationship, trying to fracture the relationship through the media between guys that are getting stuff done like Elon Musk and Donald Trump. What do you think?
I do believe the Republicans have a little blame for this whole situation, though. You bring up a great point. You talk about this a lot, Nige. It's embarrassing that Elon Musk has to be the one that does Doge, right?
Right.
Because when Donald Trump took over in 2016, he had the same stuff that he had now, the White House, the Senate, and the House. And they spent like there was no tomorrow. And over the last, 8 years, it's been the same, Republicans and Democrats. So here comes this quirky, eccentric billionaire guy that's like, why are we paying for Sesame Street in Iraq? Why are we paying to make mice transgender? But I'm telling you right now, I'm going full crazy plane lady. I am telling you right now, once you get down to brass tacks and some of these cuts are made, some of the kickbacks that go to Republicans are going to go away. And that's why some of these dudes are getting squirrely. Like, all these Republicans are Johnny Tough Guy when it's ridiculous crap that the Democrats have spent. But when they're getting their pockets lined from whatever it is, now they've got a problem with Elon Musk. Republicans and Democrats, they have a lot of differences, but they also have a lot of similarities. They like money being stuffed in their pockets by special interest groups.
And there's the other side of this, too, which is a complete opposite end of the spectrum of the kind of thing you're talking about. But once Doge goes through and does what they do, I mean, it happens every time with every company, with every time downsizing happens. Sometimes they're like, oh, wait, we shouldn't have made this cut. We made a mistake. We'll bring this division back. Or would you like to come back at this salary? Would you like to? I guess what I'm saying is it's not going to be perfect.
Right. And there's always a third party that's the one doing the auditing, right? When a buyout happens, third parties usually do the auditing because everybody else has skin in the game. So let's go back to this past weekend, and there was a report in the New York Times that there was this big come to Jesus meeting inside the White House featuring Trump and Elon Musk. Marco Rubio was there and some other movers and shakers. And if you buy what the New York Times has to say, so take that for what you will, sounds like Elon Musk was very critical of Marco Rubio for not trimming some of the fat in regards to his department and his staff. Not enough firings, to which Marco got all upset, yelled at Elon Musk, and there's a lot of people, and I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. I believe that that horrible woman on The View, who's the big girl that used to be the Republican? She's their...
Navarro?
Anna Navarro, thank you.
Big girl.
She feels like that Marco Rubio might be the leaker about all these behind-the-scenes drama stories with Elon Musk. I'm not saying she's wrong. I think she might be right.
Wow.
Rubio might be one of these dudes who has waited for a long time to be on the national spotlight. He's ran for president, but this is a whole new different level right now. He's got the gig, right? And here comes this weird, eccentric, kooky kind of billionaire guy saying, you've got to fire more people. You can't be all about cutting government waste, and you've got like 19 personal assistants here.
And to your point, could you, if you went back into like a time machine and told somebody in 2015, 2016, after one of those Republican primary debates, that Marco Rubio would be Donald Trump's first choice for his cabinet for Secretary of State when he wins for a second term in 2024? Could you imagine the look on somebody's face after one of those debates? What are the nicknames? I mean, the nicknames were
Little Marco.
Liddle
Lidle.
Little Marco.
And they went at each other on those debates pretty hardcore. They were making fun of each other's hand size, crank size, skin color. It was pretty heated. But politics makes strange bedfellows.
Yeah,
Trump called Ted Cruz's wife ugly, and Ted Cruz endorsed him. I mean, it's wild.
I think not only that, Trump implied somewhat in a roundabout way that Ted Cruz's dad was involved in
the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
So listen, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. Anna Navarro may be right here. I could see Marco being the leaker to the New York Times because he's upset that the quirky South African billionaire is giving him the business.
Yeah, well, Marco Rubio, again, like you said, he's worked all his life to get where he is. Wants to be president, but next best thing, I'll be a big wig in Donald Trump's court, and now he's got one of the Bobs in his face saying, you probably need to make some cuts here. And
right.
A third, that's a reference to Office Space. Horrible reference if I have to explain it. Sorry about that.
And Rubio's probably like, you don't know anything about politics. Why don't you go land a rocket in the ocean? You don't know what you're doing here. Rubio would be one of those cats. So got a little drama going on here, but
the New York Times and all the legacy media, all the liberal progressive publications love to see rifts between Donald Trump's administration and Doge and Elon Musk. Just know that going in, they are going to try to fracture and splinter that relationship because it has been so successful so far.
Speaking of Doge, yesterday, the Department of Government Efficiency identified thousands of cases where the COVID loans, the pandemic era loans, went to children aged 11 and younger. $312 million, taxpayer dollars, there's no such thing as government money. It's taxpayer money. Went to children aged 11 and younger because the Social Security numbers matched up that way. And the agency cited all of these cases with incorrect names matching the Social Security number.
Well, just another check mark for Doge then,
Right.
in the win column.
Right. And this goes along with what Trump talked about in his speech, where you've got people over the age of 200, over the age of 160, allegedly getting these Social Security payments. Now, we know those people aren't alive. That just means that those Social Security numbers are going elsewhere. Tons of fraud allegedly being found by Doge. How are you dealing with the fallout of a daylight saving time, Nige?
With the kids this morning, probably just like everybody else that has kids, especially, I don't know, whatever age range, 3 to 18. This morning was rough, but got to sleep in yesterday, so it didn't really have an effect on me. Just as long as I had to sleep in this weekend at some point. Slept in yesterday. Today was kind of a bear getting the kids up and at them. So whatever, I'm fine. Got a nice sugar-free Red Bull here to keep me company.
There you go. 42% of people in a new poll say they've had their sleep affected in some way by daylight saving time.
Yeah.
More women than men. And in another poll in regards to daylight saving time, 60% of people said they would love it if they never had to change their clocks again. And it feels like every year we keep hearing, this may be the last year. Oh, there's legislation. All it needs is a signature. This may be the last year.
Where's an executive order from President Trump?
Right.
Come on. Gulf of America and then daylight saving.
We could do Gulf of America, but we can't get rid of this crappy changing the clock stuff. Come on. So here's what we're going to do. In honor of the time change, I've put together a 7-song montage of songs that mention time.
Oh.
How many of these do you think producer Allison can name? Now, I'm pretty confident. I think these are popular songs. I think she can run the table. So I've set the over-under at 6.5. So, Nige, do you think she will run the table and go 7, or are you taking the under?
I'll take the under. I think she'll miss 1.
Okay, and it's honor system only. You just have to tell us, Allison, if you've heard of it, okay?
Sure.
Here we go.
All right.
Yes. Little hootie. Right out of the gate. 1 for 1. Here we go.
Yes.
Little Rolling Stones.
Yes.
Little Red Man with Cypress Hill. Okay.
You've heard this one.
Once it started going. Of course, this has to be in
Cyndi Lauper. We're giving away tickets all week.
That's right.
5 for 5.
Damn it.
We got 2 left. 2 left. Can she run the table?
Yes.
Okay. It comes down to this last one. Last one's kind of tricky.
I don't think so.
Yes.
That's Morris Day and the Time with Jungle Love.
I don't know what any of those words are.
O-E-O-E-O. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Crash downtown Washington Street of Illinois and crashing on the northeast side. This will be 82nd at Craig and 96 at Corporation Drive. Eastbound 465 slowing down from Keystone Avenue to I-69. Plainfield, a grass fire on the entrance from Ronald Reagan Ameriplex to eastbound 70. Crews are blocking the right lane right now. The ramp is open. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window. Proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
65 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up here in just about 15 minutes, Monday Gunday with Guy Relford. And then at 4:35 today, day 1, baby. The madness is back.
Yeah.
Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. The 16 greatest hits of Hammer and Nigel Records over the last 7 years, competing against each other every day. That's coming up. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a good time. 93 WIBC.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Well, sure. Of course, we're all excited that spring is almost here in central Indy. But this month, when the weather still can't make up its mind and it's going back and forth between warm and cold, Hoosiers get a very specific type of roadway March Madness. It's called potholes. And they're a pain, but you know what? It's one of the reasons why I'm a AAA member. Peace of mind for the roadside assistance. I've had flat tires on the side of the road because of potholes. AAA has been there for me every time.
And if you're having tire issues, AAA's got you covered with their mobile tire service, My Pit Crew. They bring the tire shop to you. I've used this service before, and now that I got my 2 boys driving, this service protects the whole family. So if you don't have a spare, My Pit Crew from AAA, these guys are the best. MyPitCrew.com. You pick out the tires and schedule the install. Join AAA today. AAA members get a discount on My Pit Crew. You can get a AAA membership by calling 844-GO-AAA-GO or stop by any AAA office. AAA.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and 1 unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus 1 unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus 1 unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
PA Jewelers in Brownsburg is your place for fine jewelry, custom pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces, vintage pieces, and also your place to sell jewelry. 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg, PA Jewelers inside Premier Arms. You have old jewelry from grandma or jewelry you don't wear anymore? Come sell it for top dollar at PA Jewelers. I've sold jewelry there. My wife has. You're going to love the prices. PA Jewelers inside Premier Arms, 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg, premierarms.com.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text MONEY to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Don't call my name, don't call my name.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Lady Gaga, her tribute.
Let it play, Allison. Because I feel like I have to hear Nigel.
Alejandro.
Give it to me, Nigel. Here we go.
Alejandro.
Fantastic. fantastic.
This is, of course, Lady Gaga's tribute to former Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. Her tribute to the former.
She loved his work so much that she jumped in a time machine and wrote that song 3 years in advance.
I am not a guy that watches Saturday Night Live, just the clips on YouTube. If they're funny, I will give credit where credit is due. I think they've improved in the clips that I've seen over the past year or so. Lady Gaga hosted and was the musical guest. She was both. She did double duty. Hosted SNL, and then was the musical guest. She took some shots at her own self. She was very self-deprecating, and it was kind of funny. Taking some pot shots at some things that she's done in the past.
I'm so happy to be back at SNL. The last time I hosted was in 2013, and every aspect of my performance aged amazingly. There's no need to Google SNL 2013, Lady Gaga featuring R. Kelly. Anyway, I'm an actor now. About selecting films that would showcase my craft as a serious actor. Films such as Joker 2. People thought it was awesome. Joaquin and I even got nominated for a Razzie, which is an award for the worst films of the year. So we won for worst on-screen duo. But joke's on them. I love winning things. Everyone here so much, so tonight I promise to act, to sing, and to not do Joker 3.
All right, we'll take that.
And you got to give us you suffered through Joker 2.
It was
correct?
Awful.
What were you thinking? You must have had nothing going on in there, and it must have been no sports on.
There wasn't. This was on a Monday night. Wife had already gone to bed, right? And I just got done watching some college basketball games and the very end of a Raw on Netflix, WWE.
Okay.
So it's probably like 11 o'clock. I'm wide awake, and I turn on one of the movie channels, and I see it's just coming on, Joker 2. All right. I liked the first one.
Yeah, I did too.
And Joaquin Phoenix is a phenomenal actor, so I gave it a shot. So much singing.
Like a lot of musical,
yes,
like dream sequences or imagination sequences and stuff like that.
Fantasy crap, song after song, and it's just the worst. I hate musicals. The only musicals I've ever liked were Blues Brothers and the South Park movie. That's it. Everything else sucks. It sucks, Nigel, and that movie was awful.
Oh, and it's such a shame too, because the first one was great.
It was.
And she's a great actress. A Star is Born with Bradley Cooper.
Talented. You might not like her, whatever, but she's a talented woman. She's got an amazing voice.
I'm still tempted because it's on Max right now. Joker 2 is on Max.
Yeah,
I believe it is. And
when they're not singing, it's not bad, but there's so much.
And the director Todd Phillips, one of the all-time funniest directors of all time, directed Old School and Hangover and movies like that. Kind of got a little bit serious there with some of his other directorial efforts. But Joker 2, yeah, I'm glad Lady Gaga could laugh at herself about that.
When there's not singing in the movie, okay, I'll watch it. But it's a little slow. It's a little boring.
Did they think they had to put singing in the movie because Lady Gaga was in it? And she's a singer by profession?
Maybe.
Is that what it was?
Maybe, but it was a turd.
We better showcase. I mean, if we got Lady Gaga in as was it Harley Quinn?
Yes,
or whatever.
Right.
Maybe we better showcase her talent as a singer.
Again, I can't say it enough. It was a turd.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
Like a steaming hot one, man. Peanuts stuck inside. Don't waste your time. But if you want to see how bad it is, go ahead and watch it for free on one of your cable channels, I guess. Two high school golfers were playing each other in a tournament near Dallas, and one of them ended up saving the other one's life. So here's high school senior Angel, and you can hear Angel yelling at his opponent, and then ultimately helped him out of a water hazard.
I saw this. The guy was looking for his ball, and it fell into the water.
And the water was deep, and there was a struggle, but the other golfer helped him out.
It was a very panicked help. He was panicking, yeah. I didn't think about it. I just jumped in. That he was just thankful that I got him out.
And then I'm thinking to myself, why are you wet? To me, it was a big deal. And, he kind of plays it off a little bit because he's humble and he's a good young man.
I mean, for me, it was something that anybody else should have done.
I'm sure there's somebody that could explain to me why a high schooler in this day and age in 2025 doesn't know how to swim. There's probably several mitigating factors. You could go on and on and on.
Do they teach swimming in like school gym classes anymore?
I don't think they teach.
We did in high school.
Really?
Yeah, we had a big pool.
I'm sure there's reason after reason you could give of why teenagers and adults don't know how to swim, but I can't think of.
I'm not a great swimmer. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm Michael Phelps here. But if you throw me in, I can get out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're looking for a ball in the water hazard and you fall in. You could at least crawl back out, right?
Right. Now, if you're telling me that he got his foot stuck in like sand or seaweed wrapped around, or he got a cramp or something, I think that's different.
I know we're going to get a bunch of woke responses as well as why people don't grow up learning how to swim. Any number, I understand that. But in this day and age, in 2025, there's no reason why you should be able to know how to at least falling into a water hazard looking for your golf ball.
Doggy paddle that ass out of there, right? Something. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Now is the time with Window Nation, especially this offer they have going on right now. And it's tax season. You're hopefully getting a good tax return, but you're not even going to need the tax return with this deal from Window Nation because you're getting 2 free windows with every 2 you buy, and you can get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years and pay nothing until 2027. I've had Window Nation windows for years, going to have some more put in eventually. Great value, great product, great customer service. I highly recommend Window Nation.
Schedule a fast and free estimate with the experts at Window Nation. And when you call, make sure you ask about the deal. The deal is get 2 windows for free with every 2 that you buy. And there's no limit. And if that's not enough, you don't pay anything for 2 years. No payments until 2027. Call Window Nation right now. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. But to lock the deal in, you got to say Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. MOSS. mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to BathsAreUs.com. 765-545-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You are what you eat. A fantastic afternoon as far as weather goes in downtown Indy. You can expect the same through Wednesday. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:31. You might have been excited about RFK's new position in the Trump administration. Fox's Grady Trimble reports on his first meeting with the heads of food companies.
So who is he meeting with? We expect leaders from General Mills and Pepsi to be in the building. The Consumer Brands Association, as we understand it, is the organization that's been pushing for these meetings. They'll also be here today. That group represents some of the biggest players in the food industry, including Kraft Heinz, Mondelez, Hormel, Coca-Cola, and many, many others. We do know that RFK has been clear that U.S. food companies need to simplify the ingredients of processed foods to get more on par with countries like Canada and the European countries.
2 people shot inside a house this morning, about 3 at 33rd and Midhofer. IMPD believes the suspect or suspects might have done the shooting from the backyard. They are asking for tips. The victims alive and in the hospital. Remember the Menendez brothers, convicted of killing their parents and sent to prison for life in California? There may be a way for them to get out of prison. L.A. DA Nathan Hochman.
It requires them to finally, after 30 plus years, fully acknowledge and completely accept responsibility for the entire breadth of the crimes and all the lies that they have told.
He was talking to reporters today. They've been in prison for nearly 30 years. If you have rental property in Fishers, the city may be cracking down on who has permission to rent out houses and who doesn't. A meeting about a potential new permitting process set for tonight at the Hamilton County Library Fishers branch at 6:30. A new nuclear deal with Iran? Maybe. Fox's Mark Meredith.
Back in the first Trump term, they ended a deal made by the Obama administration and Iran over concerns it was one-sided. Now it appears Trump's considering a new deal, at least floating the possibility of such. The Iranian government is reacting. Its mission to the United Nations, posting on X, if the objective of negotiations is to address concerns vis-a-vis any potential militarization of Iran's nuclear program, such discussions may be open to consideration. But if the aim's just for dismantlement of Iran's peaceful nuclear program, that is never going to take place.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple, like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
On the southeast side, not great, Chris. We have northbound 465 at Brookville Road. That's a vehicle fire, and it's blocking 2 right lanes, causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-74. Also, those southbound lanes dragging big time from Washington down to Brookville Road because of the fire on the other side of the interstate. Crash on the northeast side, 96th Street at Corporation Drive, eastbound 465 stop and go, Keystone to I-69, and a crash downtown Washington and Illinois. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio entry door and $400 off per patio per window, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC
from
Traffic.
The American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sunday night should be comprised of clear skies and low temperatures around the mid-30s, so above freezing, but not by a whole lot. As we move into Monday morning, it also looks like we'll be a little breezy. Winds out of the west-southwest at around 10 miles per hour tonight. As you move into Monday, we will see winds still out of the southwest, probably about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that along with sunny skies all day long should bring our high temperatures in the mid, if not the upper 60s in the afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gun Day with the Gun Guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah, I'm Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Also joining us live in studio, the Gun Guy, Guy Relford, host of the Gun Guy Show, Saturdays here on 93 WIBC, licensed firearms instructor to a attorney. How are you, my friend?
I am great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday, Gunday. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located right in the store. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Okay, big news, SCOTUS and the United States gun industry versus Mexico's mixed in there. Can we talk about a little bit with the Supreme Court and what's going on there?
Yeah, a really interesting case where the government of Mexico has sued a variety of U.S. gun manufacturers, saying that it's the U.S. gun manufacturers' fault that they have a violence problem in Mexico. Nige, it's not Mexico's problem. It's not the cartels.
Oh, okay.
It's the United States gun manufacturers who are causing the problems.
This is the Chicago argument all over again, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Chicago blaming the guns in Indiana?
It absolutely is. And not only is that ludicrous on its face, ludicrous on the facts, but we also have a statute here in the United States called the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act that's specifically designed to cut off this kind of ridiculous lawsuit, which is if you sell firearms, you manufacture firearms, you put them in the stream of commerce, and you've done everything legally yourself as a manufacturer or seller of firearms, you can't be sued. You have immunity if someone else takes your firearm lawfully sold and uses it in a criminal act. And that's exactly what this lawsuit is based on. And that's what was argued before the Supreme Court here late last week, is whether this lawsuit ought to be kicked on its ass and thrown out of court because it's specifically precluded by the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act. And in my mind, there's no question that it is. And if you listen to the transcript or listen to the actual oral argument, it's pretty clear the justices had a problem with this lawsuit too.
So I just want to make sure I've got all the information correct here. For over a decade, the most powerful forces in Mexico have been the cartels.
Yes.
Not even their, quote, military. The cartels have ran things, and it's our fault.
It's our fault, yes. The only reason they have the violence that they do in Mexico is because the United States produces guns and sells them lawfully within the United States.
Is the Fast and Furious, or is that what it was called, the gun walking stuff with us putting guns in Mexico to trace them to the cartels? Is that mentioned in this? Do you know?
Yeah, you would think that might come up because for those that don't know, Nigel, you're dead on raising that issue because what this is that the ATF under the Obama administration deliberately walked guns into Mexico from the United States, and all the underlying documents that have since been revealed that this was a deliberate attempt in order to create a motivation for gun control in the United States. And they did it intentionally.
Wow.
And some of the guns that the ATF deliberately delivered into Mexico actually resulted in the murder of a of a border control agent from the United States. And so there has been a lot of heat over that, as there should be. So, yeah, the United States government historically has been complicit in this, but not the gun industry whatsoever.
Not the industry.
No,
yeah, I was specifically, Obama's wingman, Holder, or whatever his name was, the Attorney General at the time.
And there have been some great exposés written on that, great whistleblowers on that, and it's not too late to even go back and look at who ought to actually be prosecuted now that we actually have a responsible government in place in D.C.
I didn't mean to get off track there, but it just kind of seemed worthy to mention that the federal government was involved in getting guns over to Mexico,
exactly.
but the industry that makes the guns in the United States is what we're talking about here. It's a ridiculous lawsuit.
That's who's being sued. Yeah, that's who's being sued.
Monday Gunday, Guy Relford, the gun guy with us. So I'm curious as to your thoughts on this. I'm reading now that the Arkansas State Senate has passed a bill through the Senate anyway, to provide age-appropriate firearms safety instruction to students in school, requiring public school districts and charter schools to annually provide such instruction. The bill sponsors, I'm reading it right now, emphasize the need for firearm safety education in case you encounter a situation where you're at a friend's house or a neighbor's house and guns are present. This has passed the Arkansas Senate. Curious as to what you think, Guy.
This is the best idea ever. And it's been a source of frustration for me for years. For instance, I've taught, not nearly as many times as I would like to have taught, but I've taught hundreds of times what's called the Eddie Eagle program. And it's designed actually for preschoolers up through second graders. And it's all designed, it's very simple. It's if you encounter a gun, your parents aren't around, adults aren't around, it's all stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. And it's this very simple program about how little kids, and there's been all these different examples that you read about out there. There have been kids who have found a gun at their bus stop because somebody threw it out the window during a police stop. You go to, Jimmy's house and, you're in looking through mom's underwear drawer. And next thing you know, there's a gun in the bottom of the underwear drawer.
What's going on at Jimmy's house? I think we need some further investigation in that.
It happens, right? And so there are all these different, you're on the bus and Billy next to you pulls the gun out of his backpack. Look what I found, in Dad's office. And so there are all these different situations where kids can encounter guns, and it's a very simple program. It's just stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult. And I'll guarantee you that saved hundreds, thousands of lives, who knows how many. And I've volunteered over the years to go into schools and say, hey, let me come in free of charge. We provide the materials. There's a cool video. There's a workbook. You get the kids singing and dancing and, yelling and screaming, stop, don't touch, tell, leave the area, tell an adult. And schools go, oh no, well, we don't want to encourage gun ownership. And I'm like, I'm not trying to sell a gun to your first grader.
No, hold on. They can't have it both ways, right? Because so many of these, public schools and Democrats in the inner city say guns are everywhere. Guns are the biggest problem. Okay, how about we have a safety class for free in school? Well, we don't want to do that either.
Right. It's like, we don't want to encourage gun ownership. It's like, no, I'm not bringing, a box of Glock 19s to hand out to your second graders.
All right, who wants one?
Yeah.
Passing them out like candy.
It's just so ludicrous. And so there's been this resistance, and the idea that in Arkansas, anyway, they've got a bill to say, let's go teach gun safety. And you even said in the article, it said age appropriate, teach gun safety. That's not encouraging gun ownership. It's not selling guns. All it's doing is to say, if your kid encounters a gun, would you rather have them be trained and educated on how to react to that? Or would you rather have them do something knuckleheaded with that gun that can get themselves or others around get killed or maimed? That's an easy answer.
Right. And Nige, when we were growing up, did you ever have one of those assemblies in school, like the DARE, the Drug Awareness Resistance kind of stuff, the anti-drug types of things?
Yes.
So that's okay. Like, hey, if you ever get around drugs, this is how you get out of the situation. These are ways you avoid getting hooked on drugs. That's okay. But firearm safety, that's something we frown upon.
Yeah, the analog would be, I'm going to come in and teach DARE, right? And to come in and teach kids how to stay away from drugs. Oh, wait a minute. We don't want to encourage drug use. Well, no, I'm not handing heroin out to your second graders. It's the exact same argument. For some reason with guns, the schools are completely harebrained and it's all political. And I love the idea that they're doing this. And I've seen this proposal brought up before. I think it's something we absolutely ought to bring up in Indiana to say, let's educate. Let's educate. If you don't want guns in your house, great. Don't have guns in your house. But you know what? Your kids are going to go to somebody else's house where there's a gun someday. Why wouldn't you want them to be educated on how to safely deal with that scenario?
Come back for one more segment?
Absolutely.
Guy Relford, the gun guy with us. It's Monday Gunday. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, Hammer Nigel here. You've heard us talk about absolute comfort. You've heard us talking about the Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. Those mini splits are the energy efficient ways to heat and cool your home. It's a game changer, seriously. These systems are smart. They detect when someone is in the room and adjust to your activity. Your chance to find out more about Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits in person is about to happen.
Visit Absolute Comfort at the Flower and Patio Show, booth 382 in the West Pavilion, right across from the beer garden. Ask for Jeremy or Chris to answer all your questions about Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. They'll answer any questions you have, learn how they can work through your home, man cave, garage, whatever you got. Absolute Comfort is your trusted American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
Hey guys, let's talk about feeling your best. If you don't feel that same energy, strength, you're moody, or it seems you've lost your drive with your partner, it could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. Getting tested is fast and easy. They're not all the same. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program.
Learn about personalized therapy at a Low T Center near you. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about, with any 4-tire purchase, we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself. Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Tough, reliable, and ready to work. You were born that way. Kubota is built that way. Our entire ag lineup, featuring versatile tractors and hay tools, powerful skid steer loaders, and the rugged Sidekick utility vehicle, is designed with the engine of a Kubota and the heart of a farmer. Visit KubotaUSA.com to find a dealer near you.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
For service today?
Today.
Get 3 rooms of carpet spring clean starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning too. Zero Res 317-388-5141. ZeroResIndy.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Matt Bear, you talk now.
Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic after Harding Street into the south split. Westbound as 74 from Indianapolis out to Brownsburg stop and go traffic. Southbound 465 on the west side also slow right now from that 74 interchange down to West 10th Street. And on the east side, northbound 465, the vehicle fire cleared of Brookville Road. There is a crash after 74 causing stop and go traffic past the interchange. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Man, this is awesome. Sunshine and 66 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. It's Monday, Gunday. Guy Relford with us, the Gun Guy, 2A attorney and the host of the Gun Guy Show. So, Guy, what happens when there's a situation, from a lawyer's perspective, there's a situation where somebody gets shot and they did not have a real gun, but they either had an airsoft gun, a squirt gun that looks real, something like that? Because we're dealing with this story in Terre Haute now where somebody pulled an airsoft gun and got shot.
Yeah, and listen, to be justified in the use of deadly force, you just have to reasonably believe that deadly force was necessary to prevent serious bodily injury to you or someone else. So it's all about having a reasonable belief. And listen, there are a lot of airsoft guns. You know, there are toy guns out there. People take the orange tips off of them, or they spray paint them just so they think it looks cooler.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. But you see it over and over again, and even it has an orange tip on it. I mean, you know, different lighting conditions, you're not going to see that, and it happens over and over again. And listen, I have friends who are police officers. I've done podcasts with police officers who have been in this situation, who were forced to defend themselves against a gun, and it turns out later it's a toy gun, or it turns out later it's an airsoft gun. And not only have they, you know, used deadly force, and so a family has lost a family member or even a child, but then that officer has to go through the rest of their lives living with that as well. It's a complete catastrophe all around, a complete tragedy all around. And I tell people all the time, you know, if your kids have these airsoft guns, toy guns, whatever they are, there's nothing wrong with, you know, training, even recreation. But my goodness, don't put yourself in a situation where someone perceiving that to be a real gun will have to respond. And because that's just a tragedy all around that breaks everyone's hearts.
And it kind of goes both ways, too. If I remember correctly, the guy that was firing shots at Officer Mercer,
yes.
The Drayshawn Reed, he had one of those guns. It looked like a toy gun. It was a very fluorescent, like unique, bright orange
it had
or something.
A gold slide and an extended magazine on it. That's right.
That's it.
And so it you know,
but it's very unique looking.
It was very unique looking. And I tell people too, you know, people want to have their guns custom made. And listen, I've had guns custom Cerakoted, custom refinished, but they make them, you know, look like Nintendo guns or whatnot. And then that's just a complete disaster, because you know what? Those things are floating around out there. People see that on the internet, and then someone sees a real Nintendo gun and go, that must be, you know, a real gun. And they respond accordingly. It's not appropriate. Guns ought to look like guns. Toys ought to look like guns. And let's don't mix the two.
And the public outcry is always going to be one-sided, right?
Oh, yeah.
So-and-so was shot. He didn't even have a real gun. But you make it look like you do, and you're brandishing it to an officer in a heated situation where he thinks his life may be in danger. All bets are off at that point.
Exactly, Jason. And look at the situation in Terre Haute. The situation was there was a dispute at a car parts store. An employee and a customer are into it. It spills out into the parking lot. At one point, the guy's all upset, grabs his airsoft gun out of a car, aims it at the employee, I don't know, trying to bluff him, whatever.
All bets are off at that point.
A bystander uses his legally owned gun and defends the store owner, and now somebody's shot.
Where can we get more information?
Really, let's go to Twitter or actually at Guy Relford. Give me a follow while you're on there, at Guy Relford.
Guy, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Tax season is here, and what better way to reinvest in your home than with brand new energy-efficient windows? During Universal Windows Direct's Tax Time Sale, you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. But wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, this bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Some restrictions may apply. So call today for your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. Darren Andrews, clinic director, is here to tell us more.
The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Grow your hair back today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your evaluation. 317-522-2995.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
L.D. Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Life is busy enough without plumbing problems. That's why you need an expert to fix it right the first time. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. That's the L.D. Smith Plumbing Promise. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
L.D. Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A new plunge on Wall Street. I'm Lisa Brady. The Dow down nearly 900 points at the bell, falling under 42,000 as tariffs and retaliatory tariffs fuel recession worries. The Dow had been down more than 1,100 points. The NASDAQ also finishing off its session lows, dropping more than 700. A man accused of helping to plan the Abbey Gate suicide bombing that killed 13 U.S. service members and more than 100 civilians during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan remains in custody after appearing in federal court today. Mohammed Sharifullah was arrested and brought to the U.S. last week, charged with conspiring to help ISIS-K.
According to authorities, Sharifullah waived his Miranda rights and spilled the story admitting to helping prepare for the attack as far as helping to look for spots, checkpoints, American and Taliban checkpoints. Authorities say he did some sort of reconnaissance work and told other ISIS-K members the route was clear and the suicide bomber would not be detected.
Fox's David Spahn at the federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia, where Sharifullah did not enter a plea. The cause of a ship crash off the coast of England under investigation after a Portuguese-flagged cargo ship and a U.S.-flagged tanker collided earlier today, leaving both on fire in the North Sea.
Plumes of black smoke were seen billowing into the air off England's east coast. Data suggests the Stena Immaculate was nearly stationary when it was struck by the cargo ship Solong, which was moving at 60 knots. The cause of the collision is not yet clear.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. There had been reports all crew members were accounted for, but the container ship's owner now says one of its crew members is missing. The National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard just announcing President Trump ordered security clearances revoked for multiple officials, including President Biden's Secretary of State Antony Blinken. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An arrest and a killing at a nursing home.
Blue skies and a clear radar for this Monday afternoon. Same likely to apply for tomorrow and Wednesday, too. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Ryan Hedrick with a story about the killing at an Indy nursing home.
A nursing home is supposed to be a place where you get 24/7 care, but for the people who live at Serenity Manor, it became a crime scene after a woman was shot and killed inside the building.
Our detectives are searching inside the apartment complex. I do believe that there was a firearm found inside of the apartment. Not sure if that firearm is a part of this investigation.
That's IMPD Officer William Young. Police are still looking into this. They have made an arrest in this case. His name is Darian Lee Curry.
Cops in Indy also looking for whomever it was who shot two people who were inside a house this morning about 3 at 33rd and Midhofer. Both of those people ended up at Eskenazi Hospital. Police think the shooter or shooters may have been in the backyard. Cancer has taken the life of a Vanderburgh County deputy who was serving as a training officer for the Sheriff's Department. 28-year-old Zach McCoy's wife posted to Facebook that he died Saturday, 3 months after his diagnosis. It's been 5 years since the COVID pandemic began, and the kids couldn't go to school. Terry Stacy reports on how the kids are doing now.
Indiana Secretary of Education Dr. Katie Jenner says that they have student tracking data that is studied constantly to see how Indiana students that were affected by the disruption are doing today.
Looking at the national data, Indiana did jump to number 6 in the nation for reading, going up in 4th and 8th grade. We must continue that pace. When we look at the math data, number 9 in the nation for 4th grade math, and number 13th in the nation for 8th grade math.
Dr. Jenner says that we also have to get beyond blaming COVID and moving forward.
When Caleb Martin of Mishawaka ran behind a fence at a supermarket in St. Joseph County Saturday, being chased by police who suspected he was the driver of a stolen van, he jumped, but the road was a full 20 feet below, and he hit hard. Martin ended up going to the ER before being taken away by police to face weed possession charges and other outstanding warrants. I'm Chris Davis, traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. MOSS. mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, we just got a report on the south side of somebody getting struck by a vehicle. This is South Keystone Avenue, north of Prospect Street, or at Woodlawn Avenue. Please watch out in the area. Eastbound 70 grinding from Belmont into Meridian, Illinois, 9-minute delay. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn, a 3-minute delay. And to Brownsburg from Indy, westbound 74 slowing from 465 to Dandy Trail. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA Guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Prepare for a mainly clear and a little bit of a chilly Monday night with lows falling into the mid-40s. This leads way to another spectacular bright day across the region. We're going to see highs push into the upper 60s thanks to a breezy southerly wind, which will gust up to 20 to 30 miles per hour times for our Tuesday. Wednesday, we could be eyeing our warmest day of 2025 in our first 70 of the year, with abundant sunshine continuing with highs pushing into the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. where Hammer stops down and reads off a list of people who you've elected, by the way. People you've elected that are screwing you on property taxes. Hammer, take the wheel. Hammer, take the wheel.
Travis Holdman, Scott Baldwin, Brian Buchanan, Chris Garton, Mike Gaskell, Tyler Johnson, Ryan Mishler, Rick Niemeyer, Linda Rogers, Kyle Walker. These are just some, certainly not all, but they were the early members of that tax committee in the Senate that said, screw you and your tax relief. They had the opportunity to do the right thing on the most important piece of legislation that the governor wanted to get accomplished. SB 1, property tax relief for the majority of Hoosiers. And they looked at that bill and
just gutted it like a fish.
Threw it up in the air, ripped it up, laughed at you, but they're going to keep getting paid. Some of these dudes may or may not have financial interests involving the total opposite happening. When schools or businesses or construction projects get built, maybe they're consultants, maybe they've got a hand in the construction companies, they get paid. But when it comes to property tax relief, going back to 2021, and this is the thing we say all the time, it's not that we're asking for it to be completely removed. We would love that. A case could be made for that, but this was a fair compromise. Just 2021. You've got people like these school districts and local governments going, well, if we go back 4 years from now, we're going to have to get rid of all the police. Tell these poor students there's no more schooling. We're going to remove them from their homes, shoot them execution style. The streets will be lined with blood. You don't want that, do you? You don't want to hurt the children, do you?
Even if they could go back to school, we won't be able to turn on the lights.
Right.
Because the property taxes went back to 2021 reset.
And people like the names I just rattled off bought that crap. They bought it. And they're giving you a middle finger. And that's why it's so important that you at least make an appearance at that property tax rally. St. Patrick's Day, downtown, State House, 1 o'clock. Wear green. If you want to have some green beers outside, get a little liquid courage, get a little fired up, go ahead. If you work downtown, make plans now to make this your lunch hour, okay? Use your lunch hour to come by and yell at these zeros. And look, we may not get what we want at the end of this session. We may not get property tax relief for the majority of Hoosiers. But mark our words. We will do everything in our power to make sure these names and others have primary challengers, because the only thing they love more than screwing you over is making money. And they can't make money if you remove their power. So remember that. You guys have the cards here. Let's pack that joint on Monday the 17th. You may have heard the news at the top of the hour, Nige, talk about this. I'm not saying that the east side of Indianapolis is violent. I'm not saying that it's a hellhole, but people are being shot up at the old folks' home over there now.
I saw a little bit of this. It's not the first time something like this has happened, unfortunately, at an old folks' home.
No.
A nursing home is more traditionally what it's called.
60-year-old man arrested in deadly shooting at senior living community on Indianapolis's east side. Like, how could things get so out of control in a senior living community where gunshots range out? Like, I get there are some old, bitter people in those joints. I've seen my grandmother in one of those things. Some of the people in there, they might not have all of their thoughts together. They're just mean. They're hateful. I get it. But to the point to where people are getting shot? Good Lord, man. That's pretty crazy. Now, you and I were talking in the back.
Yeah.
There was a story, I think it was the Indy Star that had it this past weekend. There was a photo of what appeared to be an ICE agent.
It's a video, yeah.
Yeah, reaching into a car where two Venezuelans were in, and this was about ICE and deportations and things like that. When you kind of get into the weeds... Honduran, thank you. When you kind of get into the weeds here, you see that these guys were here illegally. I don't know what their criminal background was. I don't. But why is everybody so upset about that picture and that video. Why do you think that is?
I mean, look, the guy in the picture is, it looks like a overweight country singer with a long beard.
Kind of looks like Luke Combs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
A little bit.
And he was being aggressive. He had the taser pointed at these guys. I don't know. I can't really find any credible. I don't know the context behind this. But you read the stories that just say ICE pulled over a company van, and the next thing you know, two Honduran men are getting pulled out and deported. And so it looks bad. And so to certain people it looks bad. Right. I mean,
and the Indy Star, among others, they're going to frame this in a way that makes it look like, whether it's fair or not, they're going to frame it to where it looks like these ICE agents are just dragging people left and right out of their cars.
Randomly pulling people over, randomly asking for their green cards or whatever. And I'm not sure that's exactly what happened. However, it is being reported that a friend of these men saying they are being deported back to Honduras.
Okay, so if they're here illegally, and if you trust what the ICE agents, again, you might not, if you trust what they have to say, they're going after the most violent people. And Tom Homan, the face of ICE, right? He has said from the very beginning, we know where these people are at. We just haven't had the authority to go get them for about 4 years. Now we do. So if these guys have some sort of criminal background, I'm fine with everything. If they've got a criminal background, other than just coming into the country illegally, if they've harmed people, sold narcotics, or whatever the case may be, I'm fine with everything in that picture and video. Absolutely. That's what I voted for, to be honest with you.
But we just don't have the context. And because the ICE agents were being loud and aggressive and doing what they're getting paid to do, it's a thing now.
Right.
It's a total thing.
They were trying to make it look like that Alien Gonzalez photo from about 20, 30 years ago. Remember? Where the little kid's scared and here come the agents and they got weapons drawn and the kid's crying. That's kind of the same vibe that people like the Indy Star are going for here, whether it's fair or not. All right. Enough of that crap, Nigel. That's all bad news, right? All bad news for the most part. If you need a reason to drink tonight and you need a reason to celebrate, you kind of mentioned this person earlier, a little Jesus take the wheel reference.
Did Hammer take the wheel?
42 years ago on this very date, Carrie Underwood was born.
Right on. Carrie Underwood, American Idol winner, I think.
She was. She is an attractive woman. She is a talented woman. And the last time I think we saw her do something on the big national stage, she performed America the Beautiful at the Trump inauguration. And if you remember, the backing track didn't play. So she had to do this a cappella, and she still sounded awesome.
America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
I like Carrie Underwood, man.
Of course, she should have probably just done that because there was an awkward couple of minutes before she actually just started singing that.
Right.
That should have just been the plan from the very beginning.
100%. Great moments, and Carrie Underwood covers history. If you've ever seen her perform live, she loves Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses is one of her favorite bands of all time, and she's usually good for a cover of either Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, or in this case, Paradise City.
Nice.
Happy 42nd birthday to Carrie Underwood, and also,
yes,
happy 71st birthday to the sheriff of Polk County, Florida, Sheriff Grady Judd, Nige.
But if you come to a school in this county armed, we're going to do our best through either our guardians, our school resource officers, or our school resource deputy sheriffs to eliminate the threat outside of the school before they ever get to the children. We're trained to do that. Now, if you have trouble understanding that, let me give it to you in Polk County vernacular.
Let's go.
This is the last thing you'll see.
Pointing a gun.
Before we put a bullet through your head if you're trying to hurt our children. We're going to shoot you graveyard dead if you come onto a campus with a gun, threatening our children or shooting at us.
Graveyard dead.
I love that term.
It's not a real press conference with Grady Judd until he points a weapon at the press corps. This is the last thing you will see before we put a bullet in your head. Happy birthday to America, Sheriff.
He had the safety on. Fine.
Grady Judd, 71. Matt Bear.
All right, between Lebanon and Lafayette going northbound 65, this is police activity. Taking the right lane before State Road 28, okay? And traffic is backed up to the Clinton-Boone County line for a 71-minute delay. If you're heading up to Lafayette, take note. Inbound 65, stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 west side, 10-minute delay after tips into the south split. South side, crash Keystone Avenue north of Prospect Street at Woodlawn Avenue. That's reported as somebody getting hit by a car. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk, and take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We are about 15 minutes away from Hammer and Nigel Records Madness Day 1. That's coming up 4:35. Just minutes away from Is This Anything? Right now, we've got sunshine. It's a beautiful day, 66 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and we need 55 of you to give us a thumbs up on that YouTube stream. If you're in the chat, if you're watching the show, give us a thumbs up. 55 awesome, badass Americans. I've been told that if you give us a thumbs up and a like, you're more likely to win the lottery tonight. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's worth a shot, right? Help us out. Give us a like. Is This Anything? Next.
Hey, Hammer Nigel here. You've heard us talk about absolute comfort. You've heard us talking about the Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. Those mini splits are the energy efficient ways to heat and cool your home. It's a game changer. Seriously, these systems are smart. They detect when someone is in the room and adjust to your activity. Your chance to find out more about Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits in person is about to happen.
Visit Absolute Comfort at the Flower and Patio Show, booth 382 in the West Pavilion, right across from the beer garden. Ask for Jeremy or Chris to answer all your questions about Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. They'll answer any questions you have, learn how they can work through your home, man cave, garage, whatever you got. Absolute Comfort is your trusted American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
Cold weather brings hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators now $12,000 off and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So get in on those hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 61,695. Offers good through March 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. the NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. Class dismissed.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swanco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swanco 317-407-1868 or SwancoLLC.com.
Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Come on.
Is this anything? There's a shortage of single dudes in New York City, apparently. A singles cornhole league meant for people to meet each other had to put up a $50 bounty on single straight men to get them to come to the event. The ladies sold out very quickly, but the dudes had to put out a bounty. Here's Tommy, who runs the Cornhole League, talking about it.
We just spent $1,200 on paid ads, got 0 registrations, basically putting a bounty on single straight men of $50 per person. So if you're in New York City and know any single straight men, will pay you $50 per person that signs up. But like, if you're single and you're a girl in New York City, like, I don't know how you do it.
Wow. Let me see if I get this straight. These guys get this harebrained idea in New York City to say, hey, we're going to make some money. We need a bunch of single dudes to show up to a cornhole league and hook them up with single chicks.
Correct.
And we'll have them play cornhole together.
Right.
So the chicks sold out. All the single ladies said, all right, yeah, let's do it. This will be a good way to meet dudes. But no dudes wanted to go do the cornhole league.
That's what it sounds like.
How? Yeah, this is something I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is with the guys in New York City. Maybe it's, you know, they don't like to go out. They have DoorDash. They have their weed. They have their pornography. And the guys in their mid-20s don't. What have we been hearing for the past 5 to 10 years? That guys don't like to go out and meet people anymore. They got everything they could want at home. They're driven by their careers. And what guy living in New York City is going to want to play cornhole? Maybe in Indianapolis or a Midwestern city or town, but
right.
New York City, cornhole to meet chicks. And trust me, I got a long list of jokes I could make here about the opposite sex, same sex. I got all sorts of jokes I could make, but none appropriate for the air.
Can I try one? Can I try one?
Really?
Maybe, and this is clean, okay?
Okay.
You don't have to turn the radio down, and it's a fair question, too. Maybe there was a mishap in the marketing of this event.
Okay.
Maybe they simply posted in like the New York Post or the New York Times, we're looking for a bunch of single dudes who like cornhole activity. And they didn't get the response they were looking for because they thought it meant something else.
The copyright, the copywriters who actually wrote the advertisement,
right?
They thought they were talking about No.
Because let's be honest, in New York City, they probably get a lot of the other types of posts as well.
Sure.
Does Craigslist still do that kind of stuff? Is Craigslist still a thing? Does anybody know if Craigslist...
is Craigslist still a thing?
Because back in the day, those messages on the back pages of Craigslist would lead to that type of activity.
There's Craigslist Indianapolis right
Okay.
now. And there used to be something called Backpage, which is a totally awful, horrible thing that got shut down. But yeah, the Craigslist Indianapolis, Lost and Found.
Okay.
I mean, just a bunch of stuff. But look, cornhole has its place. We went to this last fall break. We went to this brewery right next to Great Wolf Lodge in Kings Island, and we happened to be there on the night of the Cornhole League. It's a huge, huge place. Really, I think it's called the Cartridge House or something like that. Really nice place. So Cincinnati, sure, I could understand he's old, but it was filled with 45, 50, 55-year-old dudes.
Well, some dudes take that really seriously.
Oh, I know. It's on ESPN.
Yeah.
They had the Cornhole Championships on ESPN, but getting guys to show up at a cornhole speed dating site in New York City, I don't know if that's the right area for that.
Go back to Craigslist for just a moment. Great moments in Craigslist history.
Yeah.
Back when we just had the podcast. It was the Hammer and Nigel Show podcast. Our producer was Brad, BS.
Sure.
Brad Shoemaker. Yeah. Buddy of ours. And we went somewhere for a meeting, and we did this for a bit for the podcast, but I put out a really graphic post on behalf of Brad, hoping people would meet him at the site of the meeting.
That's right.
And these rando dudes started showing up, and where's Brad at? Oh, where's Brad? Like, it was funny to watch him kind of walk around looking for this big, burly, bearded dude who happened to be our producer. Great moments in Craigslist history. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Wouldn't it be refreshing to speak with a financial advisor that really wants to get to know you, that really dials in on your retirement hopes and dreams, that builds a customized financial plan around you? Matt Barrier, hi. The financial experts at Trajan Wealth are in the you business. Their customized wealth management plans are designed to help protect, maintain, and expand your financial portfolio. Find out how during your first consultation. It's free. Schedule 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth loves providing their clients with peace of mind through financial security. They are veteran-led, and their commitment is to go out of their way to solve other people's problems. It's about you at Trajan Wealth. Call and schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Paid advertisement.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
The land of maple syrup says the trade war doesn't seem so sweet. Sunny and mild this afternoon. Almost seems like spring. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending.
They'll win a trade war maybe after they win another Stanley Cup, which may not come for a long time.
Republican Congressman Tom Emmer of Tennessee telling Fox News his thoughts on comments by Canada's next Prime Minister, Mark Carney, saying Canada would win in a trade war with the U.S. Emmer also says that the Trump tariffs are a response to tariffs from Canada. The tariffs affecting stocks this afternoon. You got that report coming up in just a minute. An arrest in a murder at a nursing home. 60-year-old Darian Curry put in cuffs for the Sunday morning murder of a woman at Serenity Manor on North Edmondson Avenue around 11:30. Police have not publicly discussed the circumstances of the shooting. He may have been on the way to a fire drunk. The fire chief of Elizabethtown, 67-year-old Thomas Nineber, popped after rescuers pulled him out of a city fire vehicle that was on its side on legal tender roads Sunday evening. He was charged with OWI after he was taken to the hospital. An IMPD officer in trouble. Shane Decker, a 25-year IMPD veteran, arrested on a voyeurism charge back in November. Now he's got another charge. Again, voyeurism, again in Hancock County. The prosecutor there says he was arrested last Wednesday on the new charge, which accuses him of recording sexual encounters without consent. Why the markets are down this afternoon. Fox's Taylor Riggs reports.
So hard on days like this to take a deep breath, but that is what I'm urging people to do. So first up, the Dow. We also have the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, really everything in sell-off mode. Part of this certainly is fundamental. We've been talking a lot about that big, nasty R-word recession out there. And some of this soft data, that's all of these consumer sentiment surveys, are certainly showing us that the consumer is not good, that the economic activity is soft. But what's interesting is we're in this purgatory period where we haven't really seen it show up yet in the hard data, the hard economic numbers that we're getting every day. We haven't seen it show up there.
I'm Chris Davis. You've got traffic with Matt Bear straight ahead.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, we are looking at I-65 heading towards downtown. This is southbound 65 stop and go 29th to Meridian Penn. Now, northbound 65, like you're going from downtown to the northwest side, a vehicle broken down. This is northbound 65 at MLK, and the left lane is blocked. Traffic is jammed up into the north split. The police activity cleared between Lebanon and Lafayette on northbound 65 before State Road 28. That traffic is almost cleared out. Crash on the west side, Rockville Road at Country Club Road. Crash south side, South Keystone Avenue at Prospect. That's somebody getting hit by a car. And eastbound 79-minute delay from Belmont to the south split. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Sunday night should be comprised of clear skies and low temperatures around the mid-30s, so above freezing, but not by a whole lot. As we move into Monday morning, it also looks like we'll be a little breezy. Winds out of the west-southwest at around 10 miles per hour tonight. As you move into Monday, we will see winds still out of the southwest, probably about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that along with sunny skies all day long should bring our high temperatures in the mid, if not the upper 60s in the afternoon. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Junior Sutis for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
I just got butterflies, boy. I just got the hair on the back of my neck standing up.
We've reached that time of the year where it's time for another bracket challenge from the Hammer and Nigel show. So in years past, Nige, to coincide with March Madness, we've done a variety of different things where we've made things compete head-to-head.
Like Hammer and Nigel Madness, but with specific topics, clips, subjects, whatever.
We've done Biden Madness a few times.
We had to duplicate that. There were so many good Biden clips. Sure.
COVID hypocrisy madness.
Yes.
Meltdown madness. Trump nicknames. We've done a number of different bracket challenges. But this year, this is one 7 years in the making. We've been on the afternoon show here 7 years now.
I believe this year will be 8.
Man.
Just so you know, can you believe that?
That's unbelievable. So we've done this little bit called Hammer and Nigel Records.
Right.
Our fictional record label where we put out these stupid, silly little parody songs. And I guess we've probably done maybe 300 or 400 of these in the 7 years we've been on the air.
At least. Your memory's much better than mine. I don't know how you remember some of this stuff, man.
So what we decided to do this year, take the 16 biggest hits, the ones we got the most response to, seed them in a bracket, and let them compete head-to-head.
Love it.
Okay? So let's not waste any more time. We are going to get down to matchup number 10 against matchup number 7. I'm sorry, seed number 10 against seed number 7. Both of these songs are from the COVID year. When COVID happened, it was a big year for Hammer and Nigel Records.
Huge. One of our best-selling years ever.
Nobody capitalized on COVID more than Hammer and Nigel Records. So this first song, this is the number 10 seed in our bracket. This is a song that I wrote about what I was going through during that first summer of COVID.
Okay.
Between, taking my kids out of school and all the crap we were hearing. And when I put this together, I was listening to a lot of Bryan Adams. I got my first real face mask. Bought it at my local Walgreens. Did a lot of drinking cause was the summer of COVID-19. Come on, let's go. They took all my kids out of school. E-learning sucks butt cheeks. Listening to Flip Flop and Fauci telling me to wait another 2 weeks.
Let's go. Yeah.
Standing 6 feet apart. This summer seemed to last forever. And then I lit a fart. I was bored and it was now or never. This is the worst year of my life. There it is. The summer of COVID-19 from Hammer and Nigel Records. So that's the number 10 seed,
That was incredible. If that first song is indicative of the way this bracket is going to go, oh man, because that's already got my number 1 spot right there. If you think about it, we're 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years removed from that song.
Wow.
Of COVID. I mean, we're right in the middle of it. I mean, I think this week, Big Ten tournament shut down, right?
That's right. It was here in Indy. They were pulling players off the court.
That was incredible.
So that's the number 10 seed, summer of COVID-19.
Okay.
And it's going toe-to-toe against another hit from the COVID year. This is the number 7 seed. This is a little tribute to the way China was screening people for COVID.
Oh.
Do you remember how they were doing that, Nige?
It was different than the nasal swab, right? It was
going in a hole, but it wasn't your nose.
Right.
At the airports in China, they were screening you for COVID by going back door. And when we put this song together, I channeled my inner Billy Ray Cyrus.
China has a new coronavirus anal swab test. Some Chinese experts claim it's way more effective.
You can tell the doc to give me all them shots. You can tell the nurse to check my head. Yeah. And you can take a swab and jam it up my schnoz and twist it all around until I'm dead. All right. And tell your doctor that I'll wear 13 masks and you can draw some blood out of my back. Okay. I'll sneeze into a tube, but forget about the lube. You ain't coming anywhere near my crack. Here we go. Don't touch my butt. Come on. My tidy whitey butt. I just don't think you'd understand. Come on. That if you touch my butt, my tidy whitey butt, I might pop off and punch this man. Woo! River.
Thank you, Doc. Never served time?
There it is. New single from Hammer and Nigel Records.
Oh, wow.
So there you go, Nige.
Oh, man. Wow. I know which one's my favorite. I'm not going to say. I don't want to ruin it. We're going to post this on X, right?
This year, we're doing it on X and Facebook. So if you go to the Hammer and Nigel Show Facebook page, you can vote for the one you want to move on there, or go to Twitter, X, and vote for the one you want to move on. We will add up all of the votes, and whoever gets the most votes will move on to the next round.
Oh, I enjoyed that so much. I can't even tell you how much this could be my favorite Hammer and Nigel badness ever. I mean, better than Trump's nicknames or Biden gaffes.
Uh-huh.
That was incredible. Wow.
So the summer of COVID-19 against China COVID tests, you can vote now on Facebook and Twitter. You've got until 3:30 p.m. tomorrow to get your vote in. Real quick, Nige, this was something that happened on Friday. We just didn't have the time to get to it. The jobs report was released. This jobs report runs through February 15th. So it's not really a full month of Trump yet, but it was close. The economy added 151,000 jobs, which was fewer than expected. But this is the real part of the jobs report. These are the Cliff's Notes that I think people need to know. Manufacturing jobs up 10,000. Auto jobs up 9,000. Government jobs negative 7,000. Minus 7,000.
Now,
so
wasn't that where most of the jobs were coming from over the past couple of years?
Correct.
Whenever the jobs, getting a lot of jobs, they were all government jobs.
Right. So if you're telling me that the government jobs are going down, but manufacturing and automotive jobs are going up, I think we're going to be just fine. All right, get those votes in right now. Hammer and Nigel Show on Twitter, on Facebook. Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. Your favorite will move on to round 2.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert we trust to sell our home and to find us a new one. Katie and Chris in Perry Township. Well, their marriage was ending, and it's a sad deal, but they were ready to sell a house and move forward as soon as possible. Mark Dietel came in, made it happen fast and easy within 24 hours.
Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is the Mark Dietel guarantee. That's what separates Mark Dietel from everybody else, that guarantee. And if that's not enough, you pick the move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today, 317-755-4232. That's 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters.
Thanks. I gotta warn you, I drive a hard bargain.
Okay.
So let's hear your first offer.
Well, how about,
Yeah.
with any 4-tire purchase,
Yeah.
we'll give you a free alignment.
Man, I'm good. All right, let's do it before you change your mind.
And we'll also give you a free oil change.
Ha! I can't believe I talked you into this deal. Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Don't tell accounting. But with any 4-tire purchase at Tire Discounters, you get a free alignment and a free full synthetic oil change. See store for details.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our Rhino Shield has been on for 8 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Call today or visit bwindow.com. This month only, receive $400 off per window, $850 off per patio or entry door with 2.99% financing.
Kendall and Casey.
I'm a young, up-and-coming professional. We are people who want to work. We want to engage. We don't want to be freeloaders. And yet, it makes it very hard for young people to actually do that.
Kendall and Casey, 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
Again, get those votes in right now. Hammer and Nigel Show, Facebook and Twitter. We each got the poll up there. Which song do you want to move on and Hammer and Nigel Records Madness? And also, go to WIBC.com. There's a great article, and you can see the bracket. You can see which matchups are ahead and listen to all of the songs that we've got in this tournament. Look for the Hammer and Nigel page at WIBC.com. Matt Bear.
Crash west side, Rockville Road to Country Club Road. Southbound 65, stop-and-go traffic from MLK to Meridian, Penford, 8-minute delay. Northbound 65, loaded up because we had a stall at 29th Street. That stall has cleared. Stop-and-go traffic back to the north split. Eastbound 70 out of downtown. And this is a crash at Sherman Drive, blocking the center lane, causing stop-and-go traffic into the north split. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go from the west side, that's Belmont to the south split, a 4-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com, get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee-owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just about 15 minutes from right now, Michael Paul Hart, the minority leader for the City County Council here in Indy, will join us. It's been a little bit since we've caught up with what's happening at the local level. So we've got some questions. We'll get caught up on stuff. Councilor Michael Paul Hart's coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock. 66 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nigel, have you ever heard of the term work meeting hangover? Does that mean anything to you?
I don't know. You get together with your coworkers after work and drink like on a Thirsty Thursday and have a hangover the next morning?
No. I mean, that may happen, but the correct terminology we're looking for here is when you've had a soul-sucking meeting in the office, and afterwards you're just tired, you're grumpy, you don't want to talk to anybody.
You're talking about an actual work meeting in the office.
Yes.
It probably lasts 2 hours or something like that, and after the meeting, you want to go home and go to bed.
Right.
No, I'm lucky enough. You've worked jobs like in promotions and marketing and the casino, and you've had some stuff like that where I know the answer to the question of this for you, and it's yes.
Oh, my God. I hate meetings so much. When I was a promotion director here in this building, I would cancel these meetings that were just scheduled every week. Like, if I have nothing to bring to the table here, or there are no updates, or everybody knows what they're doing, we're canceling this. And, like, the bosses that were here at the time would get mad. Well, you need to have these meetings. Why? They're a waste of everybody's time. Now, I'd like to point out that I'm still here and many of them are gone, but that's a separate conversation. Some of these benefit meetings that we have here, and I get it. It's easier for the brass of Urban One to do these on Teams or Zoom.
Zoom, yeah.
But the meeting's only supposed to be about an hour. But then there's I have a question guy. I have a question guy. There's a special spot in Guantanamo for him. These, online meetings and seminars that are supposed to wrap up. Does anybody have any questions? And there's always that one dork that wants to just hear his voice, right? Look, I'm engaging. I'm asking a question.
And almost brown-nosing, actually showing he wants to show the boss that, yes, I'm paying attention and I'm engaged.
I'm taking the initiative to ask a question. Nobody likes you for that. No boss is not going to fire you because of that. And truth be told, I wish I could take you to Guantanamo, drop you off, and fly back without you. That's what I think of ask a question guy.
I'll tell you, my wife is in her line of work. She's in meetings all day, and most of them are on the phone and on computer and on Zoom. I mean, she's got like one of those little lights that you have. I don't know what you call those things right there. The
little ring lights.
The ring lights, and I never hear her complain, but it's some days it's all day long. Like she'll wake up, get dressed, shut the door to the office at the house, and I won't see her, and she'll still be in there when I get home at 7:30.
Oh, she's a braver person than I am.
She doesn't complain at all. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but
Lindsay would never threaten the life of a coworker. Because some of these, ask question guys.
Oh, I hate it.
It's just something that's pertinent to them that could be an email, right? The rest of the 200, 300, 400 people online have no skin in this game, but you're just doing this to prolong the meeting. Some of us have actual work to do. Oh, the worst. All right, how about this? How about caller number 9 right now? We're going to give you a couple tickets to go see Cyndi Lauper with Jake Wesley Rogers, August 7th at Ruoff Music Center. Man, that's kind of a throwback show. Cyndi Lauper, what a fun show.
True colors.
Caller number 9,
through.
239-9393. Caller number 9, good luck.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings coming to my house this week, going down into my basement, giving me a brand new coating on my furnace floor. We all have that room in our basement where it's all just junky and dirty, and our furnace is there, and the floor is awful, gross. Galaxy Concrete Coatings coming in and giving me a brand new coating on the concrete floor. It'll be nice and new and clean and 4 times as strong. And they're not using epoxy on this coating down in my basement. It's polyurea, which is the new premium standard for coatings. Galaxy Concrete Coatings also did my garage. So they're doing my basement, and they can do your pool deck. They'll do your any indoor, outdoor area concrete. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or 751-9070. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Dents happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
This is a Fox News alert. More pain on the street. I'm Lisa Brady. A sell-off gets worse on Wall Street. The Dow dropping 890 points after losing more than 1,100 during the session, with recession fear fueled by tariffs. But House Majority Whip Tom Emmer tells Fox News.
The markets are going to have all kinds of different things going on, but yes, we are going to stay the course because this country's future depends on it. Why should Americans not have free and full access to markets around the world when we give all of those other folks access to our markets right here?
President Trump has said he wants to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. The president meeting today with top tech CEOs from HP, IBM, Intel, and Qualcomm.
Trump's tariffs have put the tech sector on edge, particularly those impacting China that could tangle supply chains and complicate production. And while Trump has pushed to increase production here, he's also threatened to roll back the CHIPS Act that provides taxpayer-funded incentives to ramp up U.S. chip production. Instead, Trump has managed to secure billions of dollars in new plans from chip makers using tariffs, not taxpayer cash, as the incentive for investment.
Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn. Elon Musk says someone tried to take down X and that a foreign actor may be involved, just telling Fox Business's Larry Kudlow.
We're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with
IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
He's also detailing and defending his DOJ efforts to cut government waste in a live interview available again on the Kudlow podcast. Vice President Vance facing hecklers during a speech to the National League of Cities.
You're going to disagree with some of our policies. That's okay. Come and tell us when you disagree with our policies, and we'll have a conversation about it.
There was pushback in the crowd as Vance pointed to a correlation between increased immigration and rising housing prices while defending a crackdown on illegal immigration. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An IMPD officer in more trouble. A clear March evening. It stays like this for at least the next couple of days. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You may remember the name Shane Decker. He's a 25-year IMPD officer who was charged with felony voyeurism back in November. Now the prosecutor in Hancock County says Decker is facing another voyeurism charge over in Hancock County. The latest charge says he recorded sexual activity without consent. He was arrested last Wednesday and has been let out of jail on bond. A new permitting process for people who rent out houses in Fishers may be in place by January. Wish TV's Hernan Gutierrez reports some landlords are upset, saying it limits their freedom.
The Fishers Planning and Zoning Department will be in charge of taking and approving applications for these permits. It would be free for the property owner to register a home as a rental house. The ordinance also says it would not apply to short-term rentals, and it spells out exceptions for active military and homes rented to family, among others.
A police chase in Bloomington. Jake McDaniel has the story.
They say Kyle Sims was going over 100 miles an hour on I-69 northbound, and that's when officers started chasing him and tried pulling him over. Officers say Sims refused to stop, turned off his lights, and ran off even faster. They say he finally came to a stop after leaving the highway. Officers say Sims was taken to Monroe County Jail, where he faces several criminal charges.
A suspected MS-13 gang member charged with attempted murder. That happened Saturday night on Blackiston Mill Road and Marlowe Drive in Clarksville. Police say the victim and shooter knew each other. The name of the suspect expected to be released soon. The fire chief of Elizabethtown in southern Indiana arrested on an OWI charge. 67-year-old Thomas Nineber had to be pulled out of a fire department vehicle that ended up on its side in a wreck while he was on the way to a fire Sunday evening. I'm Chris Davis. Traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Bad, leaving the north split, heading towards the east side. 2 crashes now. The first one at Emerson Avenue, blocking 2 left lanes. And the second one between the North Split and Rural Street, blocking 2 left lanes. Traffic right now stopped from the North Split out to Sherman Drive. That delay alone is 29 minutes with the 2 crashes. Inbound 65 is jammed right now from MLK down to the North Split for a 13-minute delay. Also looking at eastbound 70 slow from Harding into the South Split. Northbound 65 70 backed up from the North Split down to Michigan Street because of the crash we just mentioned. And on the south side, crash Keystone Avenue north of Prospect. That's somebody getting hit by a car. Crash west side, Rockville Road at Country Club Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic. traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Prepare for a mainly clear and a little bit of a chilly Monday night with lows falling into the mid-40s. This leads way to another spectacular bright day across the region. We're going to see highs push into the upper 60s thanks to a breezy southerly wind, which will gust into 20 to 30 miles per hour times for our Tuesday. Wednesday, we could be eyeing our warmest day of 2025 in our first 70 of the year, with abundant sunshine continuing with highs pushing into the upper 60s to low 70s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Michael Paul Hart is the minority leader for the City County Council here in Indianapolis. Counselor, it's been a little bit since we've had a conversation and talked about some stuff happening in our backyard. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty here if we can. Take us through what is being discussed right now at the meetings that you're a part of with the City County Council.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be back, gentlemen. Always miss being on the show. But it's we're off to a strong start at the beginning of the year, right? I mean, here this last Monday, we got into the topic of animal care. If anybody's been watching any of these meetings, there's been about 100 or so people from the community showing up really concerned about the mayor's pick for the director of animal control, and they were not happy about it. And the first time in the 5 years that I've been on the council, we have actually seen a candidate withdrawn from appointment. So the mayor's pick will not be the next animal care director.
Why not? Like, I've never even heard of, boy, somebody is that concerned about the mayor's pick for animal control director. They show up to a city county council meeting and complain about it. What were some of the concerns?
It was the treatment of animals, or how many animals they're taking in, the time that it takes for animals to actually be processed, the conditions of the facility, and essentially her reputation in the community itself, that animal welfare community, and they just weren't having it. I mean, they showed up for 2 months straight to committee meetings, to full council meetings, and just after a lot of conversation, they showed true that if people show up and organize, they can actually get what they want. It was actually really impressive.
So it's been a little while since we've focused on Indianapolis's council meetings. We've been so busy talking about DOGE and things at a national level. I kind of want to circle back and get caught up on some things if we can here. Counselor, what is the latest on the Indy 11 MLS expansion? This was a hot topic, last summer, but it feels like that story has kind of fallen off the radar. Do we have any information on that?
It's a super hot topic, and something that I bring up every time I talk to Dan Parker, who's the chief of staff for the mayor. I tell him, give me an update all the time, and I honestly get more updates from the IBJ than I do from the mayor's office. But essentially where we're at on that is, we did our part at the city council. And just for full transparency, I was Team Ursal on this, the Keystone development. I thought everything that was going on the west side of town was a sure thing, and it was going to be a great way to build something on the west side of town. I wasn't a big fan of speculative development with a group of people that I have no idea who they were, and for a team that we have no guarantee in. And what we've learned since last year is essentially not much more other than the Simons are really major players in the development of all of this. There's, folks on the Keystone side that have bought some land to try and block some of these deals. But ultimately what we're waiting on at the city council to see anything move forward is the state. The state has a budget committee that actually has to approve the public sports district that would allocate tax dollars to go towards building something, and the state has not approved or denied that yet. And until they do, we're just really sitting there waiting for them to do that.
Counselor, I know that Joe Hogsett about a year ago went and tried to grease the palms and, hype up Indianapolis for an MLS team. He made the road trip. I think it was around their All-Star break time. But let's be honest, Joe Hogsett is a dumpster fire. Like, is his personal behavior, all the things surrounding him, one of the reasons why this MLS partnership could be in jeopardy?
I don't know if it's so much about him. It's about being able to attract the right amount of audience to come to the game. That wasn't too long. It was maybe 3 weeks ago. MLS was actually here. They joined the mayor. They joined, some other big wigs in the city at a Pacer game. And they just kind of keep giving us platitudes. MLS keeps giving us platitudes saying, yeah, you're doing the right things. You're doing the right things. But what they want to see us build a stadium first. And then if we build that stadium first, they want an investor group to put up $500 million to apply for a team. So it's more about numbers than I think it is about personalities at this point. And so far, that's where we're at.
And you mentioned the Simons rumored to be part of this in some capacity. Would they be the ones that might be trying to build the stadium? Or are they the investor group after the stadium is built? Do we know anything?
They would be a piece of the investor group is what I'm collecting by everything that I'm hearing. There's a large other group of people within that organization that's all organized by a guy named Tom Glick, who's a kind of a long-term strategy. He's been in professional sports his entire career. He's the one that came and gave all the news to us. And the Simons would be a piece of it. They bought up some land right next to the heliport. It's, all next to the field house at the moment. So they're in it from where they own some land currently from an investor standpoint, and it looks like from a negotiation standpoint.
We're chatting with Michael Paul Hart, the minority leader on the City County Council here on the Hammer and Nigel show. One more thing here, Counselor, on the subject of Joe Hogsett. Any information on the investigations into the sexual harassment allegations that were taking place at the mayor's office? Again, this was another story that was front and center of the news cycle for about 48 hours, and then it fell off, and we haven't heard anything about it since then. Is there any sort of information you can share with us?
Yeah, what people don't see is, there is an investigation committee, which is what the city council formed. It's run by a counselor named Krista Carlino from the west side of town. And there's a handful of counselors on there. And what they did is they spent essentially $150,000 hiring a law firm out of Atlanta to come and investigate the city of Indianapolis. And then what the mayor's office did is they hired another local law firm to sit in the middle of that. So essentially, anytime the city council office's law firm asks for documents from the mayor's office to do a form of investigation on any sort of sexual harassment, the mayor's team then gets to review all the documents and decide what they send and what they don't send. All that summarized, from my perspective, it looks like it's been a big waste of taxpayer dollars on something that we already know is happening, where, Thomas Cook came out and said this happened. He admitted to it. I mean, and it's one of those things where we're going to spend nearly $200,000 and get an answer that we already know what it is.
And just so I have all my information correct here, Counselor, this group that the mayor's office hired for this, is that the same group where in years past he's promoted some of their movers and shakers to like cush jobs in the city? Is that the group?
It is a local law firm, and I don't want to say the wrong one because I don't have it off the top of my head, but yeah, it's certainly a local law firm.
Okay, because I know, and you're right, I don't have the name of it in front of me, but there was a group that the Hogsett group reached out to, almost like as a defense attorney, where they would say, no, everything's fine here, but lo and behold, you look into the weeds, they've donated to Hogsett's campaign, and a number of years ago, one of their movers and shakers got some sort of city job. That's why I wasn't sure if it was this group or another group.
You're onto it, and what listeners can watch for is there's this news media they're kind of new in the city. It's a group called Mere Indy. They've put out a handful of investigative stories, and this is one that they've got their eyes on. So I would say in the next probably six weeks or so, I would anticipate a story from them about the subject that we're talking about right now.
What's coming up at the next council meeting? Do we have an agenda yet?
Not yet. We just introduced some things. I'd say probably the biggest thing that has our attention right now is a really big project. It's a new apartments, condos, museum, hotel, art gallery in the old City Hall building. So there's actually a meeting tonight to address that. It's a $66 million loan to a local developer in order to make this project go through. Interesting. It's, different from other projects, but still another, investment in downtown Indianapolis where, myself and a lot of my colleagues have a lot of concern where we see all these dollars going downtown in Indianapolis all the time, but we don't see the same type of investment in the 8 other townships or, any of the outskirts of Marion County, that are really the gateway to Indianapolis. And so there's a long conversation that's going to be had tonight at 5:30 talking about these sorts of investments, what they mean for the city of Indianapolis.
Michael, I know we said this was your last question. I promise this is the last question, and then we'll let you go. Michael Paul Hart, minority leader of the City County Council. Last Friday during the show, we had a mass overdose event down at, I believe, Washington and Alabama.
Near the City County building, yeah.
Near the City County building. And that not only, were the victims, luckily, I think everybody survived, but man, that whole area just looks awful. I know that's not necessarily your district, but I mean, being on the City County Council and seeing the condition that area was in where that mass event took place, just kind of as an Indianapolis resident, if you live here in Marion County, just makes your heart sink a little.
Absolutely. It's a terrible circumstance. And there's pocket that could happen in a few different places downtown.
Sure.
And it's one of the things that, we've got a unit with the city and they struggle all the time. We get calls about this. I get calls about this inside, outside the district. And what some of these teams tell me is, well, where do you want me to take them, Mike? And, when you can see that they're having issues like this, we have really drug issues is what I mean by that. We've got AIC, we've got some facilities where we can take folks that, you can't force them to stay or anything beyond those means. But if what you're alluding to is making sure that we get the attention to clean up those areas, absolutely is something that, we as counselors, what we can do is put pressure on the city to do it. And that's why I like to remind everybody all the time, counselors are the middlemen, right? We are taking that information from you guys, from anybody that lives here in the city, and really putting it on the city to get it done, because it's the city that enforces things. They have the teams, they have the DPW, they've got the folks that can go out there and the wherewithal to do it. We're really good middlemen at making sure it gets, at least being vocal about it right at the end of the day. And so it's good to hear it from you guys and reiterate it, because that's what we have to continuously do to make sure the city gets things done.
And I know you're outnumbered substantially on that council, Michael. When we say you're the minority leader, it's the extreme minority of Republicans on that council. But when I hear, folks from the mayor's office say, well, where do you want us to take them? It's frustrating because on one hand, I look over here and I see a government-funded hotel that's being built, and it's not missing a beat, man. They're building that thing fast and furious, but people laying around the streets of Indianapolis, they throw their arms up. That's what's frustrating. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. We're preaching the same message. We say the same thing all the time in all these meetings that we have. It even goes back to the snow policy, right? It's some of those kind of common sense things where, where we do get the opportunity as a caucus, even though we are in the minority, is to make additions and amendments to things from time to time. I'll say I got a copy of the mayor's snow policy the other day. If you want to know what it is, I'll give you some insight.
Is it the 4-inch thing? Like they're going to do 4 inches now or something like that?
It was one word. It was just summer.
Oh, okay. Well, I stand corrected then.
Nigel was way too overprepared for that. Way too overprepared. Oh, wow. Okay. Counselor Michael Barhart, hey, man, let's do this every month, either right before or right after these council meetings, and let's break these things down. Is that cool?
Absolutely. More than happy to. It's a pleasure and excited to do it.
Right on. Thank you so much. That is the minority leader for your City County Council, Michael Paul Hart.
But the snow policy, didn't we talk about that with Matt Baer? Unless I heard it wrong, that they were going to do the 4-inch thing on the side roads instead of 6 inches or something like that.
But can't you see Joe Hogsett and his cronies rolling up to the meeting, pulling down a PowerPoint? Now, here's our strategy. Summertime. Matt Baer, what's going on?
Yeah, we had 2 crashes heading out of the north split to the east side. The first one you'll encounter Between the North Split and Rural Street, okay? Eastbound 70 was blocking 2 left lanes between the North Split and Rural. Then after that, the other crash at Sherman Drive, blocking 2 left lanes, so 2 of them. And traffic is stopped from Sherman Drive all the way down to the South Split. Now, to make that trek, we're looking at about 45 minutes. And then southbound 65 stopped from MLK down to the North Split. That's because of a stall in the North Split from southbound 65 to eastbound 70. 22-minute delay there to make it back to MLK. It's all a mess. Also a crash. Multiple vehicles involved. 56 Arlington Road. We have 2 separate crashes. 5 vehicles involved, including a dump truck and 2 SUVs. Traffic sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Want expert tax prep? Jackson Hewitt will give you $100 to switch. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
68 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
If you drink vodka, maybe you don't drink vodka, want to try something different, try Barkeep Vodka. Smoothest vodka we've ever tasted, and it's local.
When you see Barkeep Vodka on the shelf, that's the one you want. It's a better vodka. It's a smooth vodka, and it's sold at a lower price than a lot of the other bottles. And the best part is it's made out of corn. It's distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. BarkeepVodka.com. Log on, see where you can buy a bottle tonight.
Would you like to optimize your movement and performance to prevent injuries and enhance your long-term health? Join us for a free holistic integration peak performance workshop. Optimize your body at any age. Wednesday, March 26th at 6 p.m. Our expert structural team will show you how to move better, feel stronger, and stay injury-free. Whether you're an athlete looking to improve performance, an active adult wanting to stay mobile, or just hoping to move with more ease, this event is designed for all skill levels and ages. You'll learn strategies to support your strength, flexibility, and overall well-being. Plus, you will receive a free performance assessment by our structural team that will evaluate your movement patterns and create a personalized plan just for you. The free Holistic Integration Peak Performance Workshop. Optimize your body at any age. Wednesday, March 26th at 6 p.m. Reserve your spot by calling 317-848-8048 or online at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Get C&J 6-point well inspection for the low price of only $285, and if you book now, you get double value from it because that $285 can also be used as a credit towards any other purchase above $900 for things like well cleaning, pump replacement, tank installation, or a new hydrant. This is Denny Smith, and you need to get this winter special before the season's in deep freeze. Just call C&J. Great systems and great people, too. 317-852-WELL. That's 317-852-WELL.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, a CBS announcer receiving major blowback for saying USC women's basketball player Juju Watkins lit the world of Los Angeles on fire. She was attempting to pay respect to this phenomenal college basketball player, Juju Watkins. Unfortunately, it's kind of an ill-timed phrase, setting Los Angeles on fire, and how Watkins was developing into one of the superstars in all of college basketball.
Juju Watkins has caught the women's basketball world by storm. Certainly lit the world of Los Angeles on fire.
This is going on during the wildfires. Are you okay with this?
I'm not okay with her receiving a bunch of crap for it because you know exactly what she meant, right? In no way was she trying to shame Los Angeles because of their fires. And anybody that took offense to that, relax. Lighten up, Francis, okay? So Juju Watkins, I believe, is a sophomore at USC, and she scores a ton of points. They're really trying to make her the new it girl of college basketball. So this year, I guess...
The next Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, with Caitlin gone, Paige Deckers is leaving Connecticut, so they're trying to make Juju Watkins the face of college basketball. She's in a big media market in Los Angeles. She does commercials. I think she does an endorsement with Caitlin Clark's Allstate. But no, if anybody took real offense to that, that's ridiculous. The announcer was just saying she's popped on the college scene. She's a big star. She's got a great personality. In no way was this announcer trying to say, you know what's really going to stick in the craw of the people that live in Los Angeles? If I say she lit it on fire, that'll teach them. No, if anybody thought that, that's re-damn-diculous.
With baseball season just a few weeks away, the Hollywood Reporter, Hammer, has put together a list of the 10 best baseball movies. You love baseball. Your kids play baseball. You play baseball in college. Did you play in college?
Did not play in
high school. So somehow Major League is not on this list. Are you good with this list from the Hollywood Reporter? We can go through some of these.
No, not at all. So the Hollywood Reporter's list of best baseball movies does not feature Major League, The Sandlot, or The Naked Gun, which I do consider a baseball movie.
Oh, come on. The Naked Gun is not a baseball movie.
It's a baseball movie. The whole thing is about the Queen going to the baseball game to...
I guess I might be able to be partially talked into it. I understand.
Reggie Jackson tried to kill the Queen, Nige.
I must kill the Queen.
But this is their list. Number 1, 8 Men Out. It's not number 1, but it deserves to be on the list. Moneyball's at 2. Okay. Bull Durham 3. Okay. Fear Strikes Out, number 4, a 1957 movie. No idea. The Natural at 5. Okay.
Robert Redford.
Might be a little high, but I'll take it. A League of Their Own. Okay. Bang the Drum Slowly, 1973. Sugar comes in at number 8, 2008. This is a movie about a Dominican player trying to make it. No, absolutely not.
Not a fan of that movie?
Major League, The Sandlot, Naked Gun, all greater than Sugar. The Pride of the Yankees, 42.
Nope, never.
Classic movie. Okay, fine. The Lou Gehrig movie. Boiling Point. Nope. This is a Japanese movie coming in at number 10. Absolutely not.
Where's Rookie of the Year?
Right. Rookie of the Year is another great one. How can you look me in the eye and tell me that Sugar or Boiling Point are better than anything that Harry Doyle talked about in Major League?
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Ball 4. Ball 8.
Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. Boy, how can these guys lay off pitches that close? For the Indians, one run on, let's see, one hit. That's all. We got one goddamn hit.
You can't say goddamn on the air.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway. Post-game show is brought to you by... Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
Major League greater than most of those movies.
I agree.
All right, let's break down and have a look at the news with Chris Davis.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A tough day if you have investments. Sunny skies all day today have led to a serene evening. You can expect clear weather Tuesday and Wednesday in central Indiana, too. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. What's up with the stock market? Fox's Hillary Barsky has been following as stocks fell today.
Stocks plunging on fears that a global trade war will hurt economic growth. This weekend, President Trump refused to rule out the U.S. entering into a recession this year, telling Fox News there will be a period of transition because what we are doing is very big. But in the meantime, his Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said there's going to be no recession in America. Most all of the 11 S&P 500 sectors fell, with Tesla stock falling 15%. The Dow winners, Amgen, Johnson & Johnson, and Procter & Gamble. The biggest Dow decliners, Apple, Microsoft, and J.P. Morgan Chase. The Dow falling 890 points. The Nasdaq lower by 728. S&P 500 down 156. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
A child molester gets his comeuppance. John Herrick has the story.
Mark LaPlante was convicted of child molesting and sentenced to 30 years in prison on Friday. Monday afternoon, Johnson County prosecutor Lance Hamner said that LaPlante inappropriately touched a child on multiple occasions over a 3-year period.
This is a person who belongs in a cage for the better part of the rest of his life, and with 3 decades, that means before he's even eligible for parole, it'll be more than 20 years.
LaPlante also has to register as a sex offender. The victim testified against LaPlante at his sentencing hearing.
Meanwhile, an accused voyeur in Hancock County is an IMPD officer. Shane Decker has been with IMPD for 25 years. He was first accused and charged with voyeurism in November. The Hancock County Prosecutor's Office has added another felony voyeurism charge. Decker was arrested last week and is out on bond. Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, East Siders are heading home here before too long. Both crashes on eastbound 70 on the east side have cleared. The one near Rural, the one at Sherman. They have both. All lanes have reopened, but stopped from Sherman Drive back into the north split. That stop traffic remains with the front of the line slowly clearing out right now. This is also these crashes. Also backed up southbound 65. That's still jammed up from MLK down to the north split. That's going to take you a little longer. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Harding Street into the south split for a 10-minute delay. Eastbound 465 south side stop and go traffic before 31 over to I-65. Serious crash on the east side 56 at Arlington, and a couple of crashes there. Also 5 vehicles, including a dump truck and 2 SUVs. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're in for a mainly clear and a little bit of a chilly Monday night with lows in the mid-40s. Tuesday, spectacular with lots of sunshine and breezy winds with gusts up to 20 to 30 miles per hour as highs get into the upper 60s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Can I just preview something here? A little surprise. I'm pulling out of the back of my pocket here for you, Hammer. A segment we haven't done in a while coming up. Moonshine Monday.
No!
I got a Moonshine Monday for us.
You brought some shine in?
Well,
My man!
I think it's moonshine.
Could be paint thinner. We don't know.
No. It doesn't. It's. I bought it. I'll give you more details. I bought it somewhere. It doesn't actually. I don't think it says moonshine, but it applies. I'll tell you about it. But we have a moonshine.
It identifies as moonshine.
It identifies as moonshine, I think, but I'm not sure if it is.
If you bring in a Zenema that identifies as moonshine, I'm going to be very upset.
We'll do that about I don't know, 5:45, 5:50 or so. But
man, okay.
CBS playing the hits again. Hey, we're back to the kids in cages talking points.
Oh, man. It's like when the Rolling Stones play Brown Sugar.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes it's nice to hear newer songs, but the hits just ring different.
Didn't hear about those during the Obama years, which when kids in cages were created. Didn't hear much about that during Biden, just when Trump is in power. So yesterday, old lady Margaret Brennan of CBS, she tried to guilt Kristi Noem, who is the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Okay, she tried to guilt her about ICE separating families. Go ahead.
The administration has revived this policy of detaining migrant families, parents with children, in ICE detention centers. Bush did it, Obama did it, Biden did not. Have you seen these Texas facilities where children are being held with their parents? Are you comfortable with it personally?
We've got detention facilities across the country, and there's specific ones that are built specifically for families if they are detained. But remember, everybody has an option. They have an option to be here legally or illegally, and they can self-deport as well. When Americans break the law and they have consequences or face a situation, they're separated from their families, too. I don't believe we should prioritize people from other countries above Americans.
But when it comes to reviving the policy of separating families from their children at the border.
We're actually reviving it. It's
That's what I want to
that
ask
President Biden didn't follow the law. He didn't follow the law in the fact that it's always been equally applied until his administration. And then he made decisions to ignore federal law.
Biden didn't detain anyone at the border at all. Families, grown-ups, kids, you name it. He wasn't going to stop you at the border. So, yeah, Kristi Noem's right here. Just because Biden chose to ignore the law doesn't mean that all of a sudden we're bringing back some sort of radical policy that, oh, by the way, your guy's favorite dude of all time, Barack Obama, created. And Tom Homan has said it best himself. Listen, we're not in the business of separating families. If the kids want to go with them, they can.
Oh, just a side note. I was thinking old lady Martha Raddatz. That's who I was thinking of when I called Margaret Brennan old lady.
I hate myself because I find Brennan attractive. I hate myself.
Really,
I hate myself because of it.
I go, well, I thinking of Raddatz or Brennan, and then Kristi Noem said something else. It's like we're not going to prioritize because when American criminals get arrested, they get separated from their families.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
We're not going to prioritize one over the other.
If I go out tonight and rob a bank, guess what? I'm getting separated from my family. Now, I'm not getting deported because I was born here, but I'm not spending time with my family. That's not how the law works. So while that was going on with CBS, MSNBC decided we're going to ramp it up a notch here. They had a guest on Stephanie Ruhl's program who says that the Ukrainians are way more American than Americans.
I'm sorry?
The person who's watching, who just heard you say Donald Trump is not standing up for Ukraine, what do you say to the person who says, well, I don't care about Ukraine. I want Donald Trump to stand up for America? What do you say to them?
I don't know where you got that. I mean, I don't have time for it.
Yes, but we hear it. We hear it.
Here's the thing. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in a place where you thought the Russians were the good guys? What part of America did you grow up in where they taught you the Russians were the good guys and our allies were the bad guys? That's the flip here that we need to continue to remind people. The Russians are the bad guys. They're raping women. They're children. They're bombing cities. The Ukrainians are the noble good guys. In some ways, they're more American than we are over the last couple of years. And we must stand with them in the same way we stood with the Allies in World War II and since this country was founded. This is not just about Ukraine. This is about the core and the integrity of American values.
Wow. Who is saying the Russians the good guys? Who's saying that? Have we ever said that on this show?
No.
I mean, I know the crux of that clip was saying the Ukrainians are more American than most Americans or something like that. What a dumb asinine thing to say, but just questioning where our tax dollars are going and what they're going for to a country that we're not really allies with, that doesn't like us, that has no national security interest for us whatsoever, to ask where that money is going.
This guy's making it sound like Ukraine is the same as Israel. Ukraine is the same as the UK when it comes to allies to the United States. That's not the case at all. If you did a list of the top 20 allies to the United States, honestly, after 10, you're kind of pressing your luck anyway. But I don't know if Ukraine makes the top 20. And I know they've had different leadership over the years, but it's kind of hard to get over the fact that when the United States and Iraq had our little disagreement, they were Team Saddam Hussein.
Yes.
That's tough for people like me to overcome. So let's not act like there's some longtime ally to the United States, full of transparency and letting us know where each and every one of our dollars are going. Ridiculous. So the U.S. Secret Service shot some dude from Indiana that was looking, I guess, to die by suicide by cop at the White House. Did you see this? He charged up on the Secret Service.
Yeah, he's from Manchester or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Drove all the way to D.C.?
Tried to get squirrely with the Secret Service. He was armed. The police report says he had, quote, suicidal intentions, brandished a handgun.
That'll do it.
He was shot by the officers, taken to a hospital. Condition, last time I checked, was unknown.
That'll do it if you brandish a handgun outside the White House. Of course, if you do it on Meridian Street next to 65, you'll
completely get away with it.
And caught on tape, and everybody knows your name and knows who you are, you'll go free.
Yeah, make sure you wear some really weird Zubaz pants so everybody knows who you are, too. But
yeah, you certainly do that in front of the White House. The Secret Service might have a different reaction than what happened here a few years ago.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is gearing up for a big vote tomorrow on a bill which, if approved, would avoid a government shutdown.
Here we go again.
Now, the folks on the Republican side, Team Trump and his inner circle, they don't want the optics of a government shutdown in his first 100 days. But I got to be honest, Nige, I think if you get outside of Washington, D.C., I think most people, if you told them, hey, the government's going to shut down, most of us, not all, would be like, all right, good.
Either that or okay, yeah.
And it sucks for those who get government paychecks. I get that. I understand your plight. I do. But for the most of us, don't threaten us with a good time. Don't act like you're saving the day by avoiding a government shutdown. If you dirtbags are closed down, you can't spend any more money. So, again, I think Republicans and Democrats need to expand their horizons because nobody gives a blue rat's rear end unless you've got a check coming from the government, whether they're open or not. So what happened with Serena Williams? You sent me this story earlier today. She's catching crap because she fed a dog on a cooking show. Is that
something
right?
like that? Serena, of course, one of the world's biggest tennis stars ever. One of the best ever. Female, male, whatever you want to call it. You can call her, the biggest tennis star ever.
She's on the Mount Rushmore.
She's got on social media some cooking thing that she was doing, and then fans were divided. She's cooking on social media. She's got the dogs running around the kitchen, but she fed her dogs while preparing a family meal
out of her hand,
and they were expressing concern about hygiene.
So she didn't wash her hands after feeding the dogs.
To put it politely. Okay, so despite some backlash, there's people defending Serena. It was her kitchen, her dogs, but she didn't wash her hands. I always hear that dogs' mouths are cleaner than, like, our toilet bowls.
Well, certainly cleaner than the one right across from us. I promise you that. That one right across from us.
I saw this and I thought, man, it's just so dumb and crazy what people get outraged about these. This made the news. Serena Williams feeding her dogs while preparing a meal on social media.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask Allison this. Let's say you get invited over to Serena Williams' house, and she says, listen, I'm going to make you a great meal. We're going to make chicken tenders. And she's got the chicken out, and she's doing this and that. Then she feeds her dog out of her bare hand, goes back and starts making the food and then cooks it. Do you feel comfortable eating the food, or are you going to have a problem that she didn't wash her hands in between? Allison, I'll start with you.
No, I don't care. If she cooks it, I'll still eat it.
Nigel? Yeah, I mean, especially if she's taking a piece of the chicken and it's already been cooked and just kind of dropping it into the dog's mouth. I haven't seen the video. I don't know how. I don't know if the dog was like licking her entire.
What if it's just resting on her palm and the dog has just got his mouth all over her hand?
Yeah. I could see myself in a scenario where I'd say, well, I'm surprised she didn't wash her hands, but I'll still eat the chicken.
Yes. Yes, and I'm with you. I'll eat the chicken because I'm a fat guy, and chicken sounds awesome right now.
But maybe if you're cooking for your family or a group of people and you feed the dog, mix in a hand washing.
Yeah.
Maybe mix it in. But
when you go to St. Elmo, when you go to Ruth's Chris, you don't see dogs running around the kitchen, though, do you?
You don't see that.
No. It's pretty hygienic in there, and maybe, just maybe, you don't feed the dog when you're doing a cooking video. I don't know. I'd still eat it. All right. Coming up next, something that maybe Moonshine Monday.
I'll go back and get it right now.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Yeah, see, Low T Center is not your typical doctor's office. They're health providers specialized in treating low T with personalized testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, for each patient. It's all custom. It's all unique to each patient. So if you're often feeling tired, you lack motivation, drive, you're gaining weight, loss of muscle mass, all signs of low T. Don't wait to find out. They make it easy to get your levels checked. Just a simple test. And with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back right there and get on a program to make everything better.
The Low T Center is your one-stop shop for all things men's health. If you need to have some lab work done, if you need to be screened for some cancers, if you're having issues with sleep apnea, testosterone, or weight gain, you can contact a Low T Center. You can see if you qualify for prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment today. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Be there for one of the biggest games of the season.
Turner
pounds it down. See Miles Turner and the Pacers in action against two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks.
In the lane to the corner, Neesmith beat the shot clock, and the crowd tells you the result.
It's an Eastern Conference showdown with potential playoff implications when the Pacers host the Bucks Tuesday at 7. Don't miss out. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers-Bucks, Tuesday at 7.
Dents happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry exes, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
One expert tax prep, Jackson Hewitt, will give you $100 to switch. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what are we looking at?
Hammer, we are looking at eastbound as 70 clearing out, but now, let's see, we cleared 2 crashes, one near rural, one near Sherman, and now we have a crash, another one. It's eastbound 70 between the north split and rural. Again, the left lane is blocked. Traffic is slow into the north split. Southbound 65 stopped. From MLK down to Meridian Penn, eastbound 70, still no love. Stopped from Harding to the south split. That's a 13-minute delay. You exit north, you'll be slow to the Washington Street exit. Bad crash on the east side, 56 at Arlington, 5 cars. We have a dump truck in there, 2 SUVs. Northbound Central at 49th, that's a crash. And eastbound 465, stop and go Keystone to Allisonville. Traffic sponsored by B Window right now at bwindow.com. Get $850 off per patio or entry door and $400 off per window, plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
68 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, and it's Moonshine Monday.
And it takes me back to a simpler place in time.
Okay. I got so excited when I saw this. I've turned into Hammer for some reason. I like going to gas stations now.
Yeah, baby.
I go the Get Go Cafe in Whitestown. I go at least 2 or 3 times a week. And, you know, Kim, good old Kim behind the counter, says hi. Met this guy, Chris, driving a big dump truck the other day. Came out of the bathroom, looked at me, goes, "Hey, Nigel, I'm a huge Hammer Nigel." So I'm checking out today, and I see this stand right next to the, it looks like moonshine to me, and there's different flavors. It doesn't actually say moonshine. Hammer, which would you like, black cherry or peach?
Give me peach.
All right, peach. Here you go. It's a glass. Now look
Johnny
at the,
Bootlegger.
Now look at the, and each of the flavors have a different name. Like, so I have black cherry, right? So my Johnny Bootlegger is black cherry, but it says Prison Break black cherry. What does yours say?
Syndicate City Sour Peach.
Do you see moonshine anywhere on the bottle, though?
I do not.
But I'm assuming
alcoholic beverage,
12%
peach shot. Okay, you know what? It's good enough for me.
All right, can we? Does this count as Moonshine Monday?
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh man, that's so good.
Old Johnny Bootlegger coming through in the clutch right there.
Prison Break Black Cherry. Thanks to Get Go Cafe for providing the entertainment there.
Top stories coming up next. Woo!
Johnny Bootlegger.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. premierarms.com.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university.